Rights Act is dead. 6 votes. Done. I need y'all to understand what that law was. It wasn't a policy preference. It wasn't a compromise somebody haggled out in a conference room. People bled for it, on camera, in front of the whole country. And it passed because something snapped. That's the law they killed today. And I swear, if one more person comes in here with a stay peaceful, trust the process speech, let me tell you all about the process. The March on Washington worked because JFK was watching what was growing on the other side and doing the math. The Civil Rights Act passed because Birmingham burned. The Fair Housing Act got signed 4 days after Dr. King was murdered and dozens of American cities were on fire. Every single major civil rights law in this country has a rebellion in its footnotes. Everyone. Power didn't move because it was asked nicely. It moved because it was scared of what happened if it didn't. The moderate ask only gets heard when power is scared of what's standing right behind it. They cut that part out of the textbooks, gave you the dream speech, and left out the part where he said a riot is the language of the unheard. And here's the part people forget, or maybe never knew. Everything came from that movement. Everything. You're a woman with a credit card in your own name, that movement. You use a wheelchair ramp, that movement. You're an immigrant with legal protections, that movement. You're gay and your relationship has any legal standing at all, that movement. The Black Civil Rights Movement didn't just free Black people. It cracked the whole system open, and every single minority group in this country walked through that door. And today, 6 justices decided to start closing it back up. You stripped the VRA. You gerrymandered the maps. You packed the court. You did everything you could to make the vote not count, and now you want the people you did it to respond politely? Open that history book back up. Not the chapter they assigned you. The whole thing.
Hey, what's up? I wanted to share that because this was so important. You know, I learned that with this current administration, they love to say they're against woke. And they're telling you every single day, the more and more Black folk and allies tell you what woke means, it means being aware, socially aware about what's going on in your communities, in the world, in the country. They're essentially saying they don't want you woke. They don't want you aware. They don't want you socially aware. They don't want you involved. They want you where they want you. They want you indoctrinated to what they want you to think. They don't want you woke. Every last one of these Republicans, black, white, whatever, they always are against being woke. Why is that? Because they don't want you aware. That is not a good thing. To you young people and people around my age, middle-aged people, and you got parents, grandparents that watch a certain news station that doesn't be tell factual stuff, it's time, and you may already be doing this. It's time to tell them that that news or that station who had to pay almost $800 million in a settlement is not telling you the truth. We go out here, us 92 percenters, we go out here and we march at these rallies. We post information. We post factual things. We don't spread disinformation. We spread factual, important information to protect one another, including those elders, including those people that just say, "Oh, my vote don't count," including people who are against women having rights. We still show up because at this point, right now, what the SCOTUS has done, even with voting, period, my thought process, I just made a video about it yesterday. My thought process is my ancestors, my neighbors, my family, my loved ones, me. It's about my elders and my ancestors who died for this right to vote. That's why I vote in every single election, because locally, and especially now, locally is the people who make our laws. Dude in the office, it's about Congress. It's about, like here in Tennessee, General Assembly. That's who we vote for locally. That's who make our laws. This gerrymandering crap, we elect them. And when you don't show up, and when you listen to people who say, like for instance, when Kamala was running, you had even black folk telling you not to vote for Kamala. You really think what's going on now? You losing your job. You don't have cancer funding. You know, gas at almost $5 a gas. You really think that would have happened under Kamala Harris? You really think the ACA subsidies wouldn't have been extended? This is way more than just black folk. They got rid of, DEI. They're literally not funding colleges and companies and hospitals because they want these companies and these hospitals and colleges want equality. They're literally not giving them, the government's not giving them money because they want equality. Imagine an administration that doesn't want equal. I notice that anytime I bring up the administration or election, this app, community guidelines violates and whatnot, but definitely go check me out on YouTube. Quita has something to say. And then check out my other social media platforms. I am Miss Quita B. Because I'm going to always share the facts. And definitely, I wanted to stop right here and and put it on this particular page. Because I'm May 4th, I'm in there. Join me. Because if our elders and our ancestors had to march and bleed for our rights, looks like we may have to do the same. Looks like we may have to do the same. So what you gonna do?